This is experiment 9, acid and base titration 1. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to set up your titration with your ring stand, your burette, and your Erlenmeyer flask. And then you're going to rinse the burette, which we already did, with sodium hydroxide. And so since it's already rinsed, we're going to pour some fresh sodium hydroxide into it. Oh no. Yeah, and then you're going to tap the end of the burette to remove any air bubbles. And so your sodium hydroxide is going to be your titrant, and your analyte is going to be potassium hydrogen phthalate. And so to the potassium hydrogen phthalate, which is in the Erlenmeyer flask, you're going to add some drops of phenolphthalein indicator. And that's going to make the analyte turn pink once it reaches a pH of 9. And then you're going to turn on your stop clock and you're going to switch it on. And so then the solution, like the liquid, is going to dispense really slowly, drop by drop, and you're going to swirl your Erlenmeyer flask so that the solution remains homogeneous throughout. And then your analyte is eventually going to change color and it's going to turn faintly pink. And that's when it reaches its end point. And you don't want it to get too pink, so you might have to just add like half a drop towards the end. So this is what your potassium hydrogen phthalate solution is supposed to look at if you properly reach the end point. It's only supposed to be like faintly pink because that will be closest to your stoichiometric equivalence point if it's only just faintly pink, because the stoichiometric equivalence point is where the moles of titrant is equal to the moles of analyte. And so the end point is only supposed to be like a little bit past the stoichiometric equivalence point. And if you overshot by even just like a drop or half a drop, it will probably look like this. It would be like a dark like magenta pink rather than a light pale pink. And so in this experiment, potassium hydrogen phthalate was our primary standard because we knew the concentration, volume, and purity of it. And so we used that to find the concentration of the unknown acid, which is the secondary standard. Usually that's what we do. So the secondary standard would be sodium hydroxide, which we added as into the burette, and that was the titrant. But in this case, we were just verifying the secondary standard because we already knew what it was. And so we found the secondary standard by verifying it against a standard we did know, which was the primary standard. And since we found the secondary standard, we can use that in the future as our primary standard because we would know the concentration and all the characteristics of that.